Eric, being able to split up with the forwards and the defensemen separately, how can that allow you all to focus on some more intricate details that you might not be able to in a full practice?
No, it was perfect. It wasn't like the hardest practice in the world. Like that's obviously it's a tough travel and lots going on. So it's important to get a sweat in, get some work done today, and focus on what we did today. It was great, and I'm confident we're going to feel better tomorrow for it and then Thursday.
Something that we've talked with you about, with the team about, especially last season, was finding that really good defensive structure. In the first few games here, how do you feel like this team is really shoring that up and making it into a strong defensive structure?
Yeah, I think that I think it's pretty easy to tell that there's quite a big difference in our team game. It's so much harder to get to our net. We're playing with a lot of pace. It's four lines. We're all working towards the same goal, and I just really liked our focus and commitment to our team. So that was a great start, and we just got to keep doing it.
Speaking of those little details and the great start, people blocking shots, not just defensemen, forwards, everyone really focusing in on that. That was evident in those games. What can you say about the team's commitment in that maybe more physical way?
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a staple. You play for a win, and we got to grow in that way where we know what it takes to win, but just overall, our puck pressure, our pursuit, our relentlessness. At times, watching back on the video or even on the bench, I think it was evident, and I think we made it hard for Buffalo.
Sheldon, being able to split up the groups today, having defensemen first, forwards, how can that allow you all to work on the more intricate details of their games?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for us to do that. I think a couple of things, like coming back here from Prague, we want to make sure that we don't overdo it coming back with that transition, and just recovery is really the most important thing for us right now. But at the same time, we can get on the ice and get some work done, as you say, to really isolate some things in sort of a less intense environment, but be able to really hone in on a few of the details that will show up in tomorrow's practice and really show up inevitably in every game. So we were able to do two things today. Sort of ease ourselves back into it. We'll have an intense practice tomorrow, but today is just about working on some of those details and turning the lights back on, as they say.
I know Prague was probably a big part of it, but how have you seen this team building its camaraderie and coming together as a group, new and old, just as one?
Yeah, I've been impressed with that from the beginning, I must say. However, it certainly goes to another level when you spend as much time as you do together in Prague, on the planes and in the hotel, and different meetings and practices. Just the extra time together helps a lot. And then when you win, you grow inside of that too. So that helps everything. So no doubt it was a very successful trip. Now coming back here, it's important that we transition back into really is a regular and normal NHL schedule here now. In fact, we're going to start a stretch of 11 games in 22 nights. So we got to make sure we manage these days really well here and make sure we can continue to grow our game.
Luke and Brett out there today. I guess it was good for you to see them both out there. And what's their status?
Status remains the same. They're just going to be continuing to work. Obviously, different injuries, so they're able to do different things out there. But neither player is near a return at this point.
Sheldon, can you reflect a little on what it meant to coach the Maple Leafs, to be in Toronto during that period, and how that kind of spurred you? Obviously as a coach, it's the ultimate job, and to have that opportunity in Toronto.
It was a tremendous honor. First of all, just to coach the minor league team for me was a big deal. I grew up in the area in Brampton, Ontario, and had a chance to coach professional hockey in essentially my hometown and raise my kids there. We spent 9 years there, and that was an incredible opportunity for me, and my parents still in the area. So all of that was tremendous. But the resources that the Maple Leafs have and the attention that they get, even at the American League level, first was an honor for me. And then never really considered myself a legitimate candidate to ever coach the Leafs. I was more focused on how was I going to grow my career outside of Toronto. But when that opportunity came, I was super excited. Of course, you feel like you're prepared, but you need the experience in the league. And I feel like I benefited greatly from my time spent in an environment such as Toronto, and of course leave disappointed that I was unable to help that group get over the hump. But I know I learned a lot through that process, and it makes me a better coach now coming here to New Jersey.
And how emotional will it be for you Thursday night against that team?
I don't know. I've never coached against a team that's been associated with in the past. I've never experienced that. So we'll see how it goes, but I like to believe that I'm focused enough and content enough with where I'm at that I'm not too concerned about anything else outside of the task of competing against one of the league's top teams.
Good. One more?
Sure.
To see Austin Matthews get the C, when you first heard that, what goes through your mind?
It made sense. It made sense. I think Austin's ready for that. And he's a leader in his own way. I don't think it affects John Tavares and the professional that he is. He did a tremendous job and was, as a captain of the Leafs, John Tavares showed incredible poise and professionalism and set an example every single day. But Austin's ready to take on more, so I wasn't surprised at that whatsoever.
Have you got any texts from any of the players at all? Or no? No texts from the players?
Yeah, we had plenty of communication over the summer through things happening, but we're all busy with what we're doing.
Do you like the name Kovacevic?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I get it. It's funny. I'm obviously a big Ovi fan, but I don't think I quite shoot the puck like him. Bit of a different style of game, but no, it was funny, and it anything that the boys can roll with, I think, is a good name.
A practice today with just defensemen, just goaltenders for that first group. Now the forwards are out there. What do you like about splitting things up like that?
It's nice kind of to work with the D union, the D always look out for each other, and not to say that we don't look out for the forwards, but to have your teammates that are in the same position as you, it's nice to break off into small groups. You get more touches, and you work on specific things that you need to work on, as a position. So I think it was a good practice today.
Just coming off of those 2 wins in Prague, coming back here, defensive structure is something that was a big buzzword for this team in the offseason. How do you feel that the team is working on strengthening that D-core and defensive structure so far?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a constant work in progress, but I think it was a good start in Prague for sure. I even think if you watch the second game, we did a better job letting our goalies see the puck in the second game. I think Jake obviously made some great saves too. Both Jakes made great saves in both games, but the second game, I think we did a better job kind of clearing the net front, and that's something that we worked on today, and we're going to continue to work on. I think, as far as the structure goes, we're going to constantly be learning and tweaking things, but it was a good start for us.
John, you were talking about sort of being able to work on individual little things when you have a practice like this. I saw you with Gilly for a while there working a lot. What were you trying to get out of that, and what were you kind of asking him there when you guys were working kind of along the boards there?
We were talking about kind of specific details when you're in a battle along the wall, about stick placement and kind of how you're going to recover your stick when you go stick on puck one way. A big message for him was he wants us, we have a strong D-core and to use our strength, and that means obviously work on the stick possession, but get the guy up against the wall to kind of make him so he can't move. You eliminate his speed, his ability to move, and then you don't. If we do that, a second guy can come in and take the puck. So it was specific things like that.
So is that what you're kind of talking about in sessions like this, where you can really hone in those types of you work on details all the time, but that's extremely specific.
Exactly. For a skate like this, that's exactly what we're trying to do, is work on specific details for us, specific defensive details that you might not get a chance to work on throughout the year, or that maybe fans, if they don't know much, not that they don't know much, but it's a very minute detail.
Yep.
Is that the word?
Like a
fine
fine
details that we'd work on that you might not notice, I would say. Yeah.
You were on the ice for a lot of the penalty kill time, and obviously that unit got off to a good start. What did you think was the biggest reason why you were able to limit Buffalo's chances on the field?
I think we were pretty connected, that both when we were defending, but also when we got the puck. You can't always clear the puck yourself because you got a lot of pressure on you. So I thought we did a good job of supporting the guy with the puck, so you could make a small play to him. He's able to clear the puck. Our denying their entries was pretty good, I thought, too, so that they didn't have to. They weren't able to set up too much. So there was a few things I liked.
Yeah, that's something, you're talking about that connection that we noticed a lot. Even if you guys were under some forechecking pressure, it wasn't just like throwing the puck away nonchalant. There was that extra moment to make sure you made the precise pass to get it up either to a forward or out into the neutral zone. Has that been a big focus point, is making sure that like you're clearing with a purpose, passing with a purpose?
Yeah, I think that's what we were basically talking, about the same thing. And, I know the word Gilly used to be sharing the clear. So, you're not just, sometimes you can't just hammer it out the zone, but sometimes you want to share you have heavy pressure and you got to share it with, forward or the other D.
Jonathan, I know for sure, when you play against Montreal at some point this season and you're in the lineup, it's going to be a kind of an odd situation for you. But for Sheldon here to be facing Toronto on Thursday, you think it's going to be kind of an emotional night for him? And as a player, would you approach that knowing that this is his former team he coached?
Yeah, I know that you're, I'm sure he'll probably say he'll probably downplay it a little, as he should, but I know it's going to be an emotional night because I've been, like you said, in that situation. I was first on Winnipeg, then picked up by Montreal, and I know the first time I played against them, it was a tough game because there's a lot more to think about. And then even in the preseason, I played against Montreal already, and it was weird because you were just over on that side, and you know so much about them. You have so much personal relationships, which is the best part about hockey is making those personal relationships. But then when the game starts, it's about winning the game, and you only have 25 friends as soon as the game starts. So I'm sure it'll be an emotional one for him. I know we're going to be locked in trying to get that win for him. That'd mean a lot, I'm sure, to him. So we'll do everything we can.
And you play them, there's a little bit of nerves, there's some anxiety. There's guys that you have that'll be lifelong friends that are on that other side. There's guys that you're going to battle with for every day for whether it's months, years, and then for Sheldon, I'm sure a lot of those guys on Toronto, have had their careers impacted significantly by Sheldon. Whether that's getting their first NHL games in or just learning, along their time with them. And for him, we're super happy and fortunate to have him be our coach now. But it's I'm sure it's one that he's had circled on the calendar, and it's funny how the hockey season works out. This is our home opener against his former team, and I'm sure it being Toronto, there's going to be a million storylines and whatnot. But ultimately, we just want to play our best for our coach now. We want to have a good just again start now back over here in North America. It was nice to get those two and now have a good week of practice. But Toronto, another team, made a lot of changes this summer. A team that has high expectations for the season, and we're going to have to be at our best.
Brendan, you might not have even seen it because you were down at the other end, but Jacob Markstrom at a drill that didn't go the way he wanted to, blasts his stick over the bench, comes out with a new one, and this is just a skills practice. So to have a goalie who's that much of a competitor, even in a practice like this, is that something that's contagious in the room, do you think?
For sure. I think all of us, and I know that's a big reason why Marky's had the career that he's had, right? He's a competitor, he's a gamer, he wants to be at his best, and I think for guys that are able to stick around this league and see and kind of adapt to different roles, and you've got to be that way, and Marky's no different. He's from day one he's here, you get to know the person Jacob Markstrom, and he's an amazing guy, great guy to be around and hang around with. But as soon as that goalie mask goes on, he's doesn't matter if it's in practice or it's games, he hates to get scored on. He wants to be the best, and again, super happy to be on his side now.
And then just quickly on the penalty kill, what did you think as a unit you guys did particularly well to have the success you did last week?
Well, we were aggressive, but it was smart aggressive. Kind of trying to just create as much chaos as you can, having sticks in lanes. We've got some big bodies, especially in the back end, that are able to take up lanes and get our sticks on things. And again, shot blocking for the PKs is just so crucial and important. And Buffalo, again, a team with lots of skill and guys that can make plays, and they got an extra guy than us for 2 minutes out there, so it's not going to be perfect or a Picasso, but we got great goaltending. I think for the four guys that were on there, we all felt connected, and whether it was our neutral zone or in zone, I thought we just did a great job on battling for pucks. whether that was the face-offs and getting a clear or finding our outs. It's fun when it's going that way, and we're gonna have to continue because it's going to be a big part of our success.
How important was it for you, being a new guy, to have the A on your jersey for the second game?
Yeah, it was. It was just an honor. I think anytime your teammates and coaching staff give you that honor, it's it means a lot to me. I think for our group, I'm just so happy to be a Devil and just proud to be a Devil. And I think having an A on my jersey too, and the guys that have done that before, and just knowing what that means. I may not be the biggest rah guy, but I like to lead by example and just make sure that the guys are going as best we can. And the biggest part for me was just to be able to get a win doing that. So it's fun.
Was that a goal for you, coming in from free agency, going new team, that you wanted to be a leader?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something that we all can be. We've got a lot of great leaders in there, and when you have a letter on your jersey, whether I have it on in a game or not, you're still going to be the same person, and I'm going to be the same Brendan Dillon. But it's something coming in, and you get to talk to your teammates and your day-to-day stuff that leadership can be so many different ways, and I'm just trying to do the best I can for me.
What did Eric Haula tell you about the Devils this summer in the games with the Beauty League and just coming over here? What has stayed the same? What have you learned? Just what's the whole difference with that?
Yeah, I was fortunate to talk to a bunch of guys. Like Haula was one of the guys I got to talk to. Stefan Nason I talked to a bunch. And then just as the summer periodically, I got to talk with Brett Pesce a lot more, and just all great things. The funny thing is I didn't know a whole lot about Jersey outside of coming into the rink. For a lot of the Western Conference teams, you stay in New York, you commute to Long Island, you commute to Newark. So just getting out here and kind of getting settled and acquainted to everything. I've been loving it. Like, it's great. Everything from I'm over in Westfield, so getting to just see the areas and just see how many Devils fans there are too. It's been really cool, and the way the organization operates is just first class. Everything from just getting over there to Europe to the meals to how we're treated every day. It's it's definitely the National Hockey League, and I think all the guys in that locker room know we're pretty special and lucky.